Hey guys, not following the video today. I'm giving this part a break, and besides, I'm doing what I want to do today. I kind of want to lift. While I do that, I'm listening to this video on impact theory. It's alcohol, sugar, and weed are worse than you think. And this is talking about Bill Hughes' channel. And anyway, this guy he's interviewing who's talking, he used to be in the mortality industry. So he worked for insurance companies, and he pretty much predict when people would die. So he read millions and millions. I don't want to say millions, but he read a lot of medical reports from people and stuff. So anyway, he's been pretty interesting to me as of yesterday.
When you take most, high quality methylated multivitamins, they're in a ratio that your body can get rid of, even if you met the nutrient requirement for your body across the entire spectrum. There's very little risk with things like that, right? It's like D3. What if I got 30 minutes of sunlight one day and I got 2 hours of sunlight the next day without burning my skin? Am I at risk because I created more IUs of vitamin D3 in the prolonged sun exposure than I am when I had less sun exposure? No, you're not at risk. Your body's meant to survive and optimize in those ranges. You will know right away if you start taking a methylated multivitamin whether or not your anxiety, your anxiousness, and your gut issues are coming from a deficiency, because you will see those things near immediately take a backseat.
All right, so as people think about, I want to do something amazing with my life, I want to make sure that I'm cognitively optimized. We've talked briefly about, we know that you're going to get sleep, some diet things, but I want to now start going into the protocols. So if I want to really get killer sleep, what do I not do, and what do I do?
So if you want to get really killer sleep, it starts in the morning, right? And the best thing you can do for circadian rhythm is develop a relatively disciplined morning routine. And I have a morning routine, but I also think that what happens is that people that develop a morning routine and then quit it, or they do it kind of sometimes and don't do it sometimes, they're sort of doing themselves this disservice. They're breaking all these little promises to themselves. Like, I'm going to go to bed at 10 o'clock tonight, and they go to bed at 1:30 in the morning, right? They just consistently let themselves down. If you started with little nuggets, give yourself little wins. I'm going to go to bed at 10 o'clock tonight. Go to bed at 10 o'clock. And so with sleep, I would say there's 4 things. Number one, depending on where you live in the world, waking with the sun is arguably the best idea in the world, because morning light has a very special type of light. There's no UVA, there's no UVB rays in morning light, so you can't damage your skin. It has healthy blue light, not the kind of blue light that comes from your screen, but very healthy blue wavelengths of light that regulate not only melatonin, but they also regulate cortisol receptors. So it helps restore that circadian pattern. Also, going to bed around the same time, within an hour of your scheduled bedtime every single night. Going to bed at 10:30 one night and 1 a.m. the next night, and then midnight, and then 9:30, and then 2 o'clock in the morning, that is horrible for your circadian rhythm. And within 30 minutes of waking, do the same thing over and over and over again. So in other words, I wake up within 30 minutes of waking. I am out on my balcony with my skin exposed to sunlight, and I am doing 3 rounds of 30 breaths. If I can, I am touching the surface of the earth. If I can't, I sleep on a PEMF mat. But I wake up within 30 minutes, I've hydrated, and I've gone outside, and I've done 3 rounds of 30 breaths and exposed my skin to sunlight like clockwork. My wife will tell you, I never, ever, ever miss.
Even in Colorado?
Even in Colorado.
In December?
In December.
I'll tell you my routine that I do not miss, and I make it a point to do it all the time. So I go to bed between 10 and 11 each day. The goal is always 10:30. And I wake up between 5:15 and 5:45 each day, even on the weekends. I'm going to do 12 cross curls. My morning routine is I make my tea, and I have my power morning. So I sit here in my living room in the dark. I don't know how many I'm on. I'm just gonna do a whole bunch. I pray first. I talk to God. I thank Him for everything that I have. I pray for other people. I meditate. I'm going to start incorporating breath work. He put me onto this. I've heard it before, but so I did 25 breaths this morning, in through my nose, pushing it down into my belly, like expanding my belly with my in-breath, and then breathing it out my mouth. I write in a journal. I, of course, exercise, and I read. What I have been reading every day now is the Bible, and I've been reading these other books. I posted some videos of me reading from them, but they're all spiritual books, spiritual related. Every morning I do that. Right now I just entered into Deuteronomy. That's one of the books of the Bible. So I went through Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. Now I'm in Deuteronomy. I've also just incorporated focused, dedicated work. So that's going to help with my financial goals, but then I switched it. Instead of focusing on my finances, earning money, I'm focusing on serving other people. How can I give back to others? What can I do for them? And this is in my work. So I'm gaining money, working overtime and stuff, but I'm doing it with the focus of improving processes, improving my working performance, learning more about my clients, different things I can do to help the people I supervise. All right, I'm about to put dude back on, because I forgot everything I was about to say. Or I don't have anything else to say.
In Colorado, I mean, aging is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. It's so sad that people don't want to go outside, it's too cold. They don't want to go outside, it's too hot. We gotta stop telling grandma just to lay down, just to relax, to eat at the first pang of hunger. Aging is truly the aggressive pursuit of comfort. There's rarely a temperature that we can't deal with. But if you can't deal with the temperature outside, expose your skin to sunlight, even if you have to go sit by a window. Right? Expose your
Does
skin
that
to sunlight.
count? So I wake up very early.
Okay.
And I often wonder, okay, so 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be in the midst of working. I'm not really going to notice when the sun is coming up.
Right.
But oftentimes I'll be like, oh, wow, yeah, I've been sitting here and the sun is now hitting me in my eyes and I'm noticing it. And I'm like, wait, do I need to go outside? Or is it okay that I'm getting the sunlight through the window?
It's okay to get the sunlight through the window, but what I'm saying is within 30 minutes of waking, have a routine that you do every day. So for example, I use breath work to control my circadian rhythm.
Now, I have to imagine that it's not enough to do the same thing. I have to do the right thing over and over and over.
Right. I would say, so for example, for people that do breath work, develop a breath work routine. I do 3 rounds of 30 breaths with a breath hold in between. So,
what is a round of breathing?
So I do 30, it's a Wim Hof style of breathing. The reason why I like it is that no matter where I am in the world, you can do it. You can do it in a hotel room.
Show us what it
A
is,
few
buddy.
months ago, we were in 11 cities in 9 days, and some of them were in
I just need tactical things to do. I am one of those
York,
people who is good at following.
So I was changing a lot of time zones.
What
Within
someone tells
30
me to
minutes
do.
of waking every single day,
If it's gonna get me
I
results.
sat and oriented myself, preferably in sunlight. I couldn't always do it. But I did 3 rounds of 30 breaths, so I would take 30 obnoxiously deep breaths. I mean, literally, like my head had been underwater for a minute and a half, and I didn't think it was ever going to break the surface again. Like obnoxiously deep breaths. If you're in a hotel, people should think that there's some silliness going on in the room next to them. So, and on the 30th breath, I exhale, and I hold my breath as long as I can. And during that breath hold, I force myself to get outside of my head. I try to find like a car on the causeway, a bird in an airplane going by overhead, just something that I can key into outside of my body, so I'm not thinking about the fact that I want to breathe. Because contrary to popular belief, nitric oxide is not the major vasodilator in the body. Carbon dioxide is. So if you want to dilate your blood vessels first thing in the morning, which is a very good thing, then hold your breath for a prolonged period of time at the end of a series of breath rounds. You can start with as little as 5 breaths and hold, then do 5 deep breaths and hold, and then 5 more deep breaths and hold, and exhale and start your day, and work your way to 10.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do it with 3. All right, guys. Fifth one, I think. That is it for today. Do something positive for your mind, your body, your soul, and of course for someone else. Learn how to be better. You guys, we can do it. Listen to your body. Stick to the basics. Some things are just easy. Just easy wins. Just gotta be consistent with it and do it. All right, y'all.